Hi, it's Caitlin, and I'm here today with some new polishes from Rogue Lacquer that are going to be available during their Black Friday sale. So the Rogue Lacquer Black Friday sale will be running from November 24th through the 28th. I will include all of the details down in the description because there are a lot. So Rogue Lacquer has two new collections as well as a New Year's polish, there's a doorbuster, and then there's also a Chrismica duo with cuticula, which I absolutely love. So like I said, there's lots of details down in the description, but let's get into the swatches. Let's start with the Winter Prisms polishes. So this one is called Winter is Coming, and this one is described as a strong, glowing, frigid ice blue shimmer with an ocean blue base and hollow flakes. So this one does have a really beautiful, glowy, shifty shimmer, which you will see in its full glory shortly. And the formula is also really easy to work with and really smooth. It builds up really nicely. I went with just 2 coats, but I feel like I probably could have gone in with 3, but as I've said before, I don't really like building up polish too thick on my nails, so I left this at 2. It looks really shimmery, it's really beautiful and soft, and as you can see here, it's just a really gorgeous wintry polish. It definitely reminds me that winter's coming, but it also shows off the beauty of winter. So here it is in a whole bunch of different lighting, and you can see how it does sort of shift from purple to blue, and it's very glowy. Next up, we have Fire and Ice, and this one is a strong, glowy blaze of red shimmer and a crisp, cool-toned marine base with metallic hollow flakes. So this one is another beautiful polish with a wonderful formula, as is the case with all Rogue Lacquers. I really love how strong the shimmer is in this one. So as you can see, this one builds up really nicely in 2 coats. This one was very opaque for me in 2 coats. I don't think I ever would have taken it to 3. But as you're going to see in a second, this one is surprisingly shifty and really beautiful. So it smooths out completely with top coat. And as you can see here, that shimmer is very fiery, and it's got a really cool sort of metallic look to it in certain lighting, and then it sort of got this soft, sheer, almost shifty look to it in other lighting. So I'm a big fan of this one. We're moving on to Snow Business, and this one is a strong golden shimmer with a cool tone marine base and metallic hollow flakes. So this one once again builds up really nicely. As you can see, it was pretty opaque on the first coat, but I would of course recommend 2. And this one is just really wintry again. It has that sort of almost foily look to it, which I think is really beautiful, and it just works really well for winter time in my opinion. And as you can see, it does dry down a little bit on the dull side, so definitely use glossy top coat to bring back the shine. And as you will see here, the hollow flakes are absolutely gorgeous in the sunlight. They're really prismatic, they really are beautiful, and the polish itself is just so glowy with that golden shimmer to it, and it's just a really gorgeous polish once again. So definitely check these out if you're into that foily, metallic, shimmery finish. And last but not least, we have Frost Yourself, which is a beautiful purple sibling in the collection of Winter Prisms, and this one is described as a frosty purple tone polish with a strong purple glowing shimmer and hollow flakes. So this one also builds up really nicely in 2 coats. I would say some people might want to take it up to 3, but I liked how it looked in 2. And this one, the shimmer is pretty much almost the same color as the base, so it makes for this really interesting and really well integrated glowy effect when you move your hands around, as you're going to see in a second. And of course, I recommend glossy top coat to bring out the shine, and those hollow flakes are beautiful and really prismatic. So as you can see here, the shimmer is not as contrasting as it was in those other polishes, but it does just create this really beautiful glow. Now we're moving on to the Holiday Imagineering collection, which features 4 polishes, and this one is called Most Magical Time, and it's described as an enchanting berry toned crelly with green to blue glass flake and black metallic flakes. So this base is very sheer and it will build up, but mostly you're going to get coverage from all of the elements coming together. So if you have a more visible nail line, you'll probably want to do 3 coats, but of course I really like the coverage I got in 2. And as you can see, it dries down with a bit of texture, so you will want a good glossy top coat to smooth everything out. It won't be difficult to remove, and you won't need 2 layers of top coat, 1 will do it. So this is incredible. I really love those glass flakes. And as you can see here, those flakes just give a really interesting and ghostly kind of glow. They almost disappear at some angles, and then when you're out of the light, it gives this really strong blue-green effect, which I really love against that berry magenta base. So I really like this one. Next up, we have Haunted Holiday, which I can only assume is inspired by the Haunted Mansion at Walt Disney World or maybe Disneyland. And this one is described as an eerie flake bomb packed with black metallic flakes, magenta to purple to orange glass flakes, and black and silver reflective glitter. So this one has basically a clear base to it, so you're going to want to build it up on its own in 3 coats, or of course you could layer it. That might be a good way to go. So there is a lot in this polish, so I did try to be relatively careful while I was building it up, especially on the 2nd coat, and as you're going to see on the 3rd coat. So just trying to sort of fill in areas, as you can see, that I might have missed with some of those flakes, and it does give really good coverage in 3 coats. And I don't really know if you could sponge this on. I don't think it would be a candidate for that kind of application, but my best advice is to build it up carefully in 3 coats and just go back and fill in any areas you might have missed. So this one, I will recommend 2 layers of top coat, ideally a glitter grabber and then a glossy top coat, just to give you a super smooth finish. And as you can see, this has a really cool finish when you do get everything on your nails, and I really like the shift in those flakes when it goes to sort of that orangey at extreme angles. And of course, this is going to look really great in certain lighting because of those reflective glitters. Here we have Wonderful World of Color, and this one is a captivating rainbow flake bomb packed with an array of color shifting glass flakes and black metallic flakes. So this one definitely would potentially qualify as a topper if you wanted to apply it in one thin coat like this over another polish. I think that would be totally beautiful. But I wanted to show it built up as its own polish here, so I opted for just 2 coats because I liked the way it looked in 2, and I felt I got good coverage in the 2 coats. So this is one of the cutest polishes I've ever seen. I absolutely love the way that those rainbow flakes are so small. It looks so great with those black flakes, and this one will have a tiny bit of texture to it, but you only need 1 layer of top coat to smooth it out and make it super glossy. But this would also look incredible with a matte top coat if you want it to go that route. So here it is in 2 coats plus a glossy top coat. And you can just already see how shifty those rainbow flakes are. And I just really like this polish. I love polishes like this, and I'm super happy to see another one. Rachel does an amazing job with these, and it looks so good here in this lighting in particular. Last but not least, from the Holiday Imagineering set, we have Holly Jolly, and this one is a mistletoe green Crelly with magenta, orange to purple glass flakes, and black metallic flakes. That's sure to put you in the Holly Jolly spirit. So this base is definitely on the sheer side, but it does build up very easily, as you are going to see. So there's also just a ton of really great elements in this polish that come out really easily on the nail. I didn't have to do much shaking to get all of these to come out. The polish is packed with those flakes, and it just is a really easy application process. So I personally would recommend 3 coats just to bring it up to a darker shade of green, as you're seeing in the bottle, and get even more of those flakes on your nails. So this one, as you can see, does have a bit of texture, but you will only need 1 layer of top coat to smooth it out, and it won't be difficult to remove either. So here it is in 3 coats plus a glossy top coat. And now you're going to see it. The green is not really accurate here. I would say it looks like the other green that you saw when I was painting my nails. My camera did something weird here, but hopefully you can at least catch how shifty those flakes are. And here we have Rosé All Day, and this one is the New Year's polish. This one is a lustrous metallic rose gold to bronzy gold with scattered hollow and tiny little flakes. So this one has a wonderful formula. I'm a broken record when it comes to Rogue Lacquer, but Rachel really knows what she's doing. So this one I opted to build up in just 2 coats. I got full opacity, and for metallic polish, I didn't experience any brush strokes with the application. Everything dried really smooth and integrated, as you can see. And I would recommend top coat for this, and a matte top coat would actually look really good as well, but I haven't been feeling the matte top coat lately, so I've just been keeping it glossy. And here you can sort of see that light scattered hollow effect, which just really makes this a beautiful polish. It's definitely very blingy and perfect for New Year's. So here it is in 2 coats plus top coat, and you can just see how shifty that is from like a rose gold to more of a bronze gold. And here we have the Shift Happens collab, and this one is a collab that Rogue Lacquer does with Cuticula. They were inspired by Chrismica, which I absolutely love. So Cuticula created Light the Menorah, which is a blue base with orange to gold to yellow shifting glass flakes, blue metallic flakes, and then blue to purple shifting ultra chrome flakes, as well as silver holographic flakes. So this is a fantastic formula. It builds up perfectly in 2 coats, and there's so much going on in here that I'm just constantly entertained. So this is a beautiful polish, and this one covers perfectly in 2 coats. Glossy top coat smooths everything out, but this would also look really good matte. And you're going to see in a second just how shifty those flakes are, how beautifully they catch the light. And I just think this is a beautiful nail polish for Hanukkah, and I'm glad to see it. So this one, I'll include the description, the details about the duo, but there will be 100 available ready to ship, and then the others will move over to a pre-order that will ship later in December. So this is the Rogue Lacquer part of the Chrismica duo. It's called Sleigh Bells Ring, and it's a festive holly red with magenta, gold, red shimmer, and hollow flakes. So this one has a fantastic formula as well. It also builds up completely in 2 coats, and the shimmer, you don't really see it here with the way my lighting is, but hopefully I was able to catch it in the other part of my video, which you'll see in a second. But trust me when I say that this is a really intense, beautiful red, and it just has the most gorgeous glow to it. I absolutely love this polish, and I just think it's a really beautiful duo for the holidays. And last but not least, we have Put a Wreath on It, and this one is the Doorbuster polish. So it's going to be $6 for the first 24 hours of the sale only, and then after that, the price will go up, but it will still be available. So this one is a red, teal, and bright green metallic flake balm with micro hollow flakes, which is supposed to capture a holiday wreath in a bottle, and I think that Rachel did a great job with that. So this builds up really nicely in 2 coats. There's so many flakes in here, and it gives great coverage in just 2 coats. So a glossy top coat is definitely recommended, or a matte top coat, because it does have a bit of texture to it, but this won't be difficult to remove at all. And as you can see, it's just such a beautiful festive polish. It makes me super happy, and definitely try to get there for the first 24 hours of the sale so you can get it for just $6. So from the Winter Prisms, Frost Yourself is definitely my favorite. It's just a really beautiful shade of purple. And from the Holiday Imagineering set, I really love the Wonderful World of Color. I'm just a sucker for like little iridescent rainbow flakes and of course black flakes. And I really love the Chrismica duo. I just think both of those polishes are so beautiful and perfect for the season. It's always great to see a Hanukkah polish because you don't see many of them. So I hope you like those polishes as much as I do. Please let me know in the comments which are your favorites, if you're planning to pick anything up during the massive sale that Rogue Lacquer is having. And hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye!